welcome one, welcome all. Happy Friday. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. I have learned, I have so been advised, and so much love to all the folks out there celebrating that kind of day. And yeah, welcome in. I'm Lady QEW. I enjoy Nintendo content. One might suggest I'm a little bit of a fangirl. And we're playing through Zelda this year. I started with the OG Legend of Zelda in January, and now I've made my way through Zelda 2 to A Link to the Past. We're in the Dark World today. You can see we've got a really cool outfit, really great shield. We're finding a lot of upgrades. I'm definitely a completionist type of gamer, which means I want to find everything and do everything. But somewhere within all of that, we also do need to complete the story. So right now, I'm missing the 6th charm and the 7th charm. They're girls that have been turned into gems. The 7th one is Zelda. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. So this is, I believe, called Misery Mire. I had to use a medallion here to summon this terrifying looking swamp monster face. It's great. It's great news. Exactly what we wanted, and I can't say I'm not frightened, but we're gonna give it a try. We have save states anyway. Oh, hi, Hat and Braids. Hi, Bada Buttons. How's you doing? How are you this morning? I hope you're having a lovely morning. Yes, I am wearing a hat today, and my hair has been braided. It has been so long since I have done this hairstyle, and I'm not proud of how long it took. Oh, hey, look at that! Congratulations, Bada Buttons, on redeeming first. You get to be the first viewer to redeem first on this fabulous Friday. So pat yourself on the back and feel special, because you're first. Yay! Pretty good morning? That's good. Okay. Yeah, I am somehow unsurprised that there's stuff on the floor that wants to destroy me. Oh my gosh. Arrows! Lovely. Oh, my Lanta! So many things trying to destroy me. This very much looks like a hookshot moment. Okay. This is room 1. We're doing well. No death yet. No death yet. I'm also a very, worried player, I think is a fair thing to say. Is that a Wizrobe? Wizrobes are the worst enemies. I am unhappy that one hit me. Okay. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. So, we're gonna try this from again. Because there's a statue there, and that statue is having none of this. The walls are very short, and so I will need to remember that. What point do they... Okay. Woo! Awful. Wizrobes are consistently horrible throughout the series. Yep. Atlanta. This statue has such an ability to see me. Where must I needs go? At least these guys don't really move. Okay, so that really is a room of kill everything to open the door. Fantastic. Love it. You know what? That probably would have been easier if I'd used the bow. Okay. Because I do, like, I own a bow. I could absolutely have done something with it. But I didn't. Okay, there are stairs. So I have 2 rooms here, and I also have stairs and a lower floor. Okay. Okay. The puzzle is to kill them all! That's my favorite kind of puzzle. It's a very common puzzle in The Legend of Zelda. Oh. Awful. Okay. I am not entirely clear on how I'm supposed to handle that. Mine is to light all the lanterns. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That is also a very common puzzle. I tend to go for the killing puzzle first. I don't know what that says about me. Okay, I'm really glad I saved before I did that very foolish thing. Okay. Up. I just don't understand what I need to do. Light all the lanterns, but wait, you need to extinguish one? Oh my Lanta, how do they ever expect us to know? Okay, there is a blue switch. We see that, right? There's a blue switch up there. That is probably going to need to be state swapped somehow. Okay, there are so many places to go here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nope, I didn't successfully go in the door. That was so funny. That was like the most almost of all almosts. Okay, so I'm suspicious about that skull, but I can't get to it from this direction currently. Okay. Oh, my Lanta! How did that... Okay. I don't understand what rules this room is playing by. Is it because this room is not playing by the rules? See, because that one passes me. Okay, so... Whoop. We can go up here. But we cannot get down. Okay, so there's so many rooms that we can explore, but we cannot explore two very important ones yet. Ah! What? Oh, there's a bombable wall there. Hold on. Did I watch a lot of Full House growing up? I did not, but I know some of the memes. So, like, how rude is a very common thing that I am liable to say at times. What? How rude! I really thought that wall would explode. Okay, let's go this way. Or not! You know what? I don't need to go that way. I'm fine. Oh, it goes in any direction that I am. I can't see what's happening up here. This feels very much like can only pass with cape. But to what purpose do I even want to be here? Okay, I don't even know that I want to be here. Oh, my Lanta is a catchphrase of the older sister. Is it? Oh, I didn't know that. That's very funny. Ah! Okay. So I've been to these places, which means I want that acknowledged. It is unclear to me how I'm supposed to open that door. Okay. We shall acknowledge we have been to these places. So this is big key door room. Gotcha. Oh, I have very much not done a lot of things thus far. If you see something that I've missed, go right ahead. I do not know that it will necessarily immediately impact things. Ooh, cool, I can walk on here. That's neat. Except for the part where I'm having rage flung at me. Oh, I can't go all the way through. That's fine. That's good to know. Well, yeah, and I bombed one of them. It was this one. Was it not? And I bombed these. I put a bomb on this. And it did nothing. Which is, frankly, rude. If there's, like, another room that had bomb spots, but I absolutely have put a bomb on both of those bomb spots, and they did nothing. I know! I know! It is wild! 'Cause you're right! That very much should have been something, and then it wasn't! The middle sister's catchphrase. How rude. Yeah, and we went here. Okay, so things we have not done. We have not gone down here for no purpose. Love that. And we have not figured out this room. Okay, so this is the room where the big chest is. That's fantastic. I can't get it right now. I can't even get that one right now. Why are there just spikes to be walked on? I have so many questions. And all of them are like, hold on, I've been everywhere. What am I supposed to do first? There's too many rooms that I can't solve. Okay. We've been to a lot of places. I'm gonna get myself another save. That's fine. Maybe I try bombing that wall again? Maybe it'll actually work? Oh, I see. I've been avoiding this because I thought the snake was here. He is above me. That explains so much. So, I am still very frustrated. Like, see, that was pretty on there, right? That was pretty on there. And so was this a one-way door? Kate Bloomer, welcome in. Thank you for the continuation of the wonderful pattern of elf words of the stream. Thank you for redeeming word of the stream. Happy Transvisibility Day. Thank you for that post in my Discord. I appreciate it. I appreciate being aware of days to celebrate. And I appreciate the word of the stream. Elf love. Always make sure to love your elf. Elf love. Very nice. Thank you, Kate. I hope you are having a good morning so far. Currently, I am trying to figure out what the heck, because I swear I have been everywhere that I can go, and, I can't do anything. And that's very distressing. Elf love is especially important today. So, I can't get to, so what I'm looking at right now, Chad, all of these rooms that I've been in, I cannot get to, well, I found the big chest, that doesn't matter. I found the door for the big key. That doesn't matter because I don't have the big key yet. And so the big chest is that red rectangle. And then on the very other side of the map, there's like a little square room that I've discovered, the one that's on the far, far side. That one, that upper door is the big key door. So I can't interact with either of those yet because I don't have the big key. This room, the two upper exits are not exits that I can access right now. They're blocked off, as far as I know, by the on-off state. There's blue blocks in my way. And so I would have to change that. Like I would have to find a switch to switch that in order to access those two upper doors. That is the same problem with the room immediately to the right of where I am now. That upper door is also one that is blocked by blue blocks. And then the lower exit from this room that I haven't visited yet is a locked door that needs a small key for, and I don't have a small key. And so that is leaving me with these two rooms directly to the right of here that I've been in, and the lower one, the smaller square one, that one's got a door in it that won't open. Like, it's just got a closed door, and so I presumed it was an exit. It also had two bomb spots on the wall that did nothing, which is rude. And then that kind of north room didn't have anything that I could find. And so, like, I've been to all of these places, and I can't progress in any of them, and that's mildly upsetting to me. Oh, I'm glad your day is going well so far. You're doing the thing where there's resting. I've been through this one, right? Ooh, I had not. Okay. Okay. This is, what? The torches are throwing things at me. Oh, hey. These little slugs drop bombs. That's fun. Let's see if I can get this anti-fairy. Thank you. Double check these walls. Okay. This is fine. You're rested enough to do other things now. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I could use another night's sleep, personally. But that's okay. We're here to have fun. Anyway. So I've made some progress. Ooh, this would let me go back out through the door that I couldn't access before. Is that even worth doing? Oh, my Lanta. It is very hard for me to tell which level those fire snakes are on. So I still can't, like, go through that area. It's like... I still don't have the state swapped. Oh, fascinating. Oh, my Lanta. So that wasn't a good start. Let's try that room again. Yay, progress! Oh! These vicious skelly boys. I got one. I got a key! Ugh, I got hit. Ah! Come on. Pick up the thing. I do not like how much magic that used. It is still progress. I now have 2 keys. And I do have 2 doors that I can go through, because I've got the door that goes up here, and then I have in the big room the door to the lower right. But I am here right now. Let's just take that. Go this way. Oh my, there's so many doors in this place. Where are we going? Where are we going? That Wizrobe. It's not my favorite. Oh! Hello, state swap. Okay. Nah, I just walked into him. Awful. Okay. These things are absolutely wrecking my day, and I'm just trying to figure out if any of that matters. Okay. Definitely worth doing all of that again, but maybe better? Or do I keep it? Ugh. So stressful. How do I make a decision? Let me run back this way. Okay. And so this was the other direction. No. Thank you. I get my health back. Coins or dice for decisions, usually. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Maybe this guy can just have me for a second. Garlic Grove, welcome in, lovely to see you. Yes, this is decently far in the game. This is Misery Mire. That is not what I meant to hit. We shall hit this. And I will show. We have 5 of the 7 gems, as well as most items and a lot of upgrades. We are still not done, but this is the 6th dungeon in the Dark World to collect the gems that are actually girls that have been kidnapped. It's fine. It's fine. But it is decently far into the game. I fully expect, I'm hoping to get dungeon 6 and 7 done today. That's my hope, at least. We shall see. And then I might honestly be finishing it on Monday. Misery Mire loves company. Yes, it does. Another one. I wish that would do anything. It does not. The next Zelda game on the docket... Oh, that is another big key door. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so we cannot progress in this direction. Nice. So the next Zelda game on the docket is going to be Link's Awakening DX, I believe. And I'm still trying to decide whether... Let me pull up my sheet. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to play Link's Awakening on the Switch immediately after playing Link's Awakening DX, or if I'm going to... That's not right. Aha! There it is. Or if I'm going to wait until later and play it like in release year, quote unquote. Yeah, but the Switch one is so cute. And I've never played the original one. Is it worth playing them both? Well, if I'm only playing one, then I'm playing the port for Switch because it's so pretty. But I was wondering what it would be like to kind of look at the original one. My notes. That's where it is. I found it. Switch is your vote. Valid. It's so cute. Yes, great quality of life changes with the items. For sure. Yeah, Link's Awakening is the next one. The Vaseline smothered edges make it hard to look at. It had been a long time since I'd played. Actually, I'm not even sure I did play Link's Awakening because, like, it was on Game Boy, right? And then it was released on Game Boy Color for, like, Link's Awakening DX was the added dungeon that had to do with color because they had color. I truly do not remember if I've played it. I know what the art style looks like I have visual recollection of the game, but I don't remember playing it. I did play it on the Switch. It is the second game I bought for the Switch. The first one was a Kirby game. The second one was the Link's Awakening port. That I feel like that tells you something about me. It's so blurry on the edges of the screen. Well, maybe I can crop out the edges of the screen from like my visual. I think I am gonna save over this. It's fine. Both. Okay, that's all. That's so funny. Just do them one dungeon after the other. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. So now we are armed with keys. Not keys. Keys. One of them I could use to connect those two rooms that I know about. And another one I can use to explore a new area. Why are they alive again? Okay, we're just gonna run. This is fine. I don't know what to do with that block, but I feel like I need to do something with that block. But it's fine. Ugh. There is so much fire. We're just gonna go here. That is a floating head. Okay. Okay. I understand. I don't understand, but I'm learning. Unless you're playing both simultaneously. Do them together, do the DX for a dungeon, do the Switch. That is definitely part of what my brain wants. You want both at the exact same time. One controller, two games, indeed. Listen, I'm not entirely opposed to that. Emulate them. What? Yes! That also got me a key. I knew that was gonna be something. You know how you have, like, suspicions sometimes with particular setups? I'm like, I know there's gonna be something under that skull block. Because it's not something I can get, you know? Ooh. This room really makes life difficult. Okay. Hello? Does pressing Y just not actually do anything? It's fine. I'm just annoyed that I lost the magic. Donkey Kong Bongos. No. Game Menzel, no. What about a banana? I saw someone playing Overwatch allegedly with a banana. Amazing. I'm Bigfoot's Ghost does something similar with different versions of the game. That's fun. Hello, Settle Down Beavis. Welcome in. It is lovely to see you. Happy Friday. How are you today? I am having an experience. That had a key? How many keys are in this dungeon? I mean, I'll take it. But how many keys are in this dungeon? Like, I've been through so much of it. I still need to find a big key. There are doors I have not even wasted my life opening. Yes is the answer. There are a lot of keys in this dungeon. Beavis, we're debating, because after this game is done, I'm going to be playing Link's Awakening. We're debating whether I should do Link's Awakening DX, the Link's Awakening for the Switch, both one dungeon at a time, or somehow emulate them both, connect a single controller, and play them together. I'm definitely not doing that last one, but it does sound fun. Full color to limited color? That's fair. Okay, so there's 2 rooms. One of them does not require a key. Oh, this room is awful. Got him. Oh, I just walked into him. That was my fault. Okay, so none of those net me anything to pick up. Actually, the third option, I'm pretty sure... Actually, wait. Was option 3 the 2 games, 1 controller? Or was that option 4? I don't remember anymore. Kate's the one who suggested 2 games, 1 controller, but K Menzel's the one who's rooting for it and would absolutely work to make it possible. I just refuse. He's not allowed. I don't have access to the original Link's Awakening. That's not one of... Like, NSO only put up Link's Awakening DX, and I don't have... Like, unless I were to go to emulation... And I was trying not to do that. Play the Switch version, but with a filter. Amazing. That's a very funny idea. What? Okay, that's fine, because I can go around, I guess? This is ridiculous. This dungeon is the most unhelpful dungeon. Oh, have we come to a light the torches room? Or is this tiles that are gonna try to murder me? Or both? No? Light? Okay. So that is in fact a thing that we need to do. Wizrobe. I want that. Oops, I hit a bomb. That is a lot of bombs. I might end up redoing this. Many, many, many pixels, but grayscale output. Yes. We got our magic back. And we found stairs? I was not looking for stairs. I was looking for a way around. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go into that last room on this floor, I think. Which means relighting all these torches. Hello? How did that one hit me? How did that one hit me? Ah, so ridiculous. I will take this. This is the compass. Thanks. Ah. Yes, the boss is all the way over there. Okay, that's the exit door. Okay, I know which door this is, which means I'm gonna kind of ignore this. When was my last save state? There. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so those guys just stay the way they were. Gotcha. I need more health in this dungeon. Thank you for that teensy bit of magic. But what I really need is health. Where even am I? Okay. I want to get to that chest, which probably means going down from here and then downstairs somehow. You have the maximum amount of potential health that you could have. Yes, okay, thank you. I would like more actual health. I need to eat some hearts, please. Whoop! Oh, wow. Okay, that was an awful sword slash. This is a tough one to want to back up to. I'm gonna do it. I've lost too much health, and I am unhappy with that. Get out of here. Don't need to do that. I just want to visit here to show that I have been here so that I can see it on the map. Then we go back through here. We are going to save again as I make progress on this stuff. Through this. Oh, good time to save. That was almost better. Okay. I only got hit by one of those tiles that time. Why is there so much, like, you got stuff? That noise felt like it was... I will take it because this is only one heart down so far. Now, I somehow need this to go okay, which it did. What? Ah. Ridiculous. Okay. What just happened? That was so rude. I was trying to be so careful. It's fine. So only 1.5 hearts down now. That is much better than before. It's not like 6 hearts down. Okay. So we go up the stairs now. Come on. I want that. I want that! Yes! Got it. I'm just suspicious that I'm gonna need to light this stuff. So I will try. I thought there was a Wizrobe here that I hadn't killed yet, but... Oh, there he is. Huh. I mean, I guess that's fair. Do they like respawn? I will take that extra health and be thrilled with it. Okay, Wizrobes are the worst. I do not recommend. Oh no! Do I have to light? Okay, the blocks stay. The blocks stay. That's good. That'll make this possible. Maybe. Come on. Where are you at? Oh my goodness, why are there 4? How? Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone! Leave me alone! Well, I did something. A very, intimidating amount of something. Is my game broken? That was a very long, drawn out. Okay. We're gonna get a quick... That's a helicopter. Lots of rumble, yes. That rumbled for so long that the torches went out. Interesting. So, here is my question. Okay, I done did that. Which of these holes am I supposed to throw myself down to get to that chest? What? That's fine. I'm gonna load anyway. What? Was it? But like... What? Okay, so the thing is, I'm gonna throw myself at one of these holes. I might throw myself in all 3. Oh, cool. Secret fountain. Love that. So that is not the one that I need to throw myself down. Ooh! That is a quick trip back there, though. Is this gonna give me the big key? It is. Okay, this is fantastic. Because this game, solid, is just gonna let me teleport back to one of the spots where I need to use the big key. However, I do note that I haven't gone to get the chest, and so it's gonna teleport me back to somewhere that is, like, reasonably far away from the chest, and I'm gonna have to, like, make my way over to that, because I want the item. But there were 2 doors that I couldn't open due to not having a big key. And now I can open them both, as well as the chest. Okay. So that was worth throwing myself into the hole. Good to know. Let's save. We have full health, almost full magic. And we have the big key. So that is some good progress. Ugh! I always feel like I can't figure out what that thing in the middle, what their job is. Like, they only shoot at me sometimes. Ugh! Okay, that room's awful. We'll figure this out. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to do this. I'm gonna run this way. Go here. They shoot at you when you swing your sword! That is actually kind of brilliant. Beavis, do you know why this room has a bombable wall at the bottom that is clearly a bombable wall and yet refuses to be bombed? Because I'm still kind of mad about that. Okay, I need the lower entrance. Oop. It is rude, is what it is. Okay. Let's see if we can do this as effectively as we did last time. That was not effective. Dang it, I should have saved. This is fine. Oops, this way. Because what I noticed is it seemed to get really quiet when all the other enemies were dead. And so I thought, like, that it only worked when there were other enemies present, and I couldn't track that. And so that is kind of delightful. Ooh. Wait, I can go this way now. I haven't been here. I mean, it doesn't really get me anything. Because I've been to that room. Hold on. They hadn't dealt with their lying issues in marriage counseling yet, indeed. The map. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, there is only one thing back there. Oh, darn, I should have gone there first. Maybe. Maybe it's a teleport point to the other part of the dungeon that I don't seem to be able to get to. We shall allow. Yeah, it really does. I definitely feel as though it's doing a much better job at rewarding me for throwing myself at everything. Which Zelda 2, like, Zelda 2 rewarded my patience and level grinding, but as soon as I done level grinding, it really rewarded my dodge reflex. My just, nope, I'm leaving. And that's a different, like, it's a different tactic. It's kind of a different system. I just realized I never put my rings on this morning, and now I feel like a terrible wife. Oops. That's fine. It's fine. So. I'm getting what's in this chest. I think that it truly might be the fastest thing to just do... Oh, I walked right into that guy. I thought he was going the other way. Got the map, 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 got the map. Okay. I got a cane! It will be very helpful if you make proper use of it. What a mysterious cane! I have magic caped over 2 sets of spikes, Beavis. I magic caped over one set that had a skull in it so that I could pick up and yeet the skull and step on a button, and that net me a chest with a small key. And then I also ran up to, there was like a big long room that I ran over to get to the top of it, and there was a locked door up there, and I went, I don't have any keys yet, and so I left. And now I would have a key to open that door, but I've also been to the room on the other side without opening it, and so I didn't waste my key opening that door. Hi, Plum! Hi! Happy Friday! Welcome in, lovely to see you. Cool, 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 cool. I have not walked over those spikes. That didn't seem very useful to me. I am okay, Plum. I was saying earlier that I did not sleep very well last night. And in general, I'm having a bit of a morning. But emotionally, I'm feeling very happy. And I'm really glad that I have some time off today because it's been a very busy week. And I have to work all day tomorrow. And that makes me sad. But you know, it's fine. Yes, and I did find the cape in the overworld, and so it was nicer to be able to do that without just losing half my health to figure it out. It just, you know, I built myself a pillow and blanket fort, and it was soothing. That was how my night went. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get back to the first big key room that seems to have a stopping point. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to get to the second big key room again if it doesn't net what I think it will net. Ugh. It's so confusing. I want to make Link in D&D. That seems like a very achievable goal, Beavis. Okay, good. You are never too old to build blanket forts, and anyone who says that you are is being rude, and like, you don't need that kind of negativity. Is it just me, or are these Wizrobes very stationary? Oh. You know what? That was silly. I didn't save after all that! Well. Time to do it again! Oh, I thought I saved after I got the cane. Oh well. That's fine. No one is ever too old for blanket forts. A mute half-elf, but what class? I feel like Ranger gives you the weapon flexibility that Link displays, but has to have some kind of magic, one presumes. Okay. We're gonna save now that we got the cane. Artificer would give you access to all the magical items. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my Lanta. That anti-fairy was being very mean. Ooh. Ah! No, thank you. I do not like how much fire there is here. It's fine. This is fine. I'm fine. Everyone's fine. We're fine here. Battle Master. Yeah! Oh, wow. I just stood in the path of that. I was not paying attention. Maybe it's not worth destroying those Wizrobes. Maybe I should just leave. Yes, lovely. A teleportation point. That is kind of what I expected to find in this room. So this is interesting, because there is a big key door in the dungeon that I found once upon a time that I didn't open because I didn't have the big key at the time, and I haven't gone back there. And so it doesn't look like I've missed any rooms at this point, depending on where this sends me to. Oh, yes, Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Yes. You definitely would. I think it is equally important not just to design the character, but to also determine which magic items he's collecting as he goes about. Like, I would love to do a D&D version just of a Link game, you know? Like, Legend of Zelda is just so good. In my opinion. Oh, cool! That is where this took me. Whoops. Ah! Okay. The important thing is, I managed. Okay. The important thing is I managed to deal with that. Without losing any health. Now, where is this? Okay, so it's that one. Right, that makes sense, because that upper area we've seen because we ran across it, not because we got access to the up. That's interesting. There's a second up there. Oh yeah, from over here. How does one get there? I never went through that door. Okay. Somehow I feel like I'm on the wrong side. Yeah. There's a chest there. Let's see if we can figure this out. So, if what I need... Okay. This is potentially a massive waste of my time. Sure. Right, it's this one. Gotcha. Okay, so I just didn't push the block from the correct direction. Fine. If this gives me rupees, it gives me a key. I'm so confused. Like, there are so many keys I have not used, and apparently, this game is just like, listen, there's so many optional keys. Because there's optional doors. Made it. For some reason, you know what? I didn't try that, Beavis. You're right. I wonder if it'll work from this side, because this is the side that I actually want it from. If true, then not working. So I will go back the long way. Which one hopes I can? Okay, good. We're just gonna go. We don't need any of this. We also didn't need to take the long way around there, but it works only from the big key direction, maybe. Well, let's see. I feel kind of proud of how, despite... Huh. No, it's just being mean. How despite all, like, efforts to the contrary, I am here. I have explored, like, this whole place up to this point. This is such, like, this is such a convoluted dungeon. It's true. It's true. Zelda 1 has such vibes when you get that, like, when you get the master key, that they're just like, listen, I'm done. Just open all of the doors. Hi, Petulant Cobra. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Hope your morning is going okay. You know what? That's fair. We go this way. Oh no, it's dark. Chat, have I mentioned that I do not like the dark? Oh, that's a key. That is not. That is one of those annoying... Oh, hello. Okay, so I have to figure something out. You gotta get those meaningless calories, Petulant Cobra. You gotta, what would you do without them? How would you rig votes without meaningless calories? So here's what I think, chat. I think, because this is clearly the wrong way, I have to go through the other door. And the other door only opens if you put a weight on it. And when we were in Ice Palace, we had to push a block from an upper room. But this time we have a new item, and I am curious about what it does. Oh, phooey. That was just rude. Excuse you, that was also rude. Nope. So that is definitely something block-like. Oh, hey, I can push it. Yes. Okay. Could I have done that better? Probably. Come on. Berry. Thank you. So I can just pick that one up. There's just doors here. This is fine. So that cane would have made the Ice Palace a lot easier. Because I wouldn't have had to do that whole running around in the loop on the upper floor. Oh my gosh. That keeps happening. I have an app that is desperately trying to update on my computer and it keeps wanting to blacken my screen. And I'm like, listen, I'm very busy right now. You will have to come back later. Okay. I think it's worth saving. I still have a fair amount of magic. Full health. I still have a key. Oh, this is fun. Oh, that was silly. Okay. Ugh. I missed. I might try it again. So there's a door here. There is a whole lot of something going on up here. Oh, fascinating. Okay. Interesting. So there's a switch. Yeah. Interesting. Ugh! Link! Please cooperate. It's fine. There was a bomb wall? Wait! Was the bomb wall like all the way at the top? The West Conveyor. Interesting. My Lanta. Okay, I need the Sandy Fairy to leave me alone. Aha! Oh, you really need to time that, don't you? Nope. This that is not how you do anything. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna see where this goes first. Before I attempt to recreate that, I blew up 2 bombs on my face and fell in a hole while getting attacked by an anti-fairy, so I don't know how I could do that much better. A lot of buttons. You can't leave Millie Snuggles. What is this way? Oh, we do need to hit the switch. got the switch. Listen. We'll have to do it again. Okay. I'm gonna put this out. Because what I don't want to do is use my sword, because then that other thing will have at me. Oh, he moves slow when he's carrying something. Fascinating. And I think I want to try to destroy the anti-fairy. Just whack your console. Hit the switch! Oh, I fell. This is fine. That's very funny. Maybe I want to save the anti-fairy for after, but I'm worried it'll eat a whole bunch of magic if I do. Okay. I need to be able to think. Okay. Nope. I cannot throw very far. I thought I could throw over that block. I cannot. Oh, whoops. I need this. Nope. That did not work. I missed. There we go. Got it that time. So now I will save so that I can stop doing all of that. Annie Fairy next. Okay. That was extremely convenient. Nice. I don't think I want to be here. So much money. But like, vicious evil. And I can't go that way. Keep breaking the game. Okay. I like making sure that I go everywhere. And so that was important. Did it have a door that I just didn't see? No, it was like it was blocked by a wall. I think. We're getting close. Which is good. Because I'm trying to do 2 of these. Ah. Oh! Terrifying? Utterly terrifying. Okay, so darkness runs out of the hole once it has been created. And just... Oh, and does so repeatedly. How fun! Yep. Clearly little soot sprites. Clearly... Oh, you can't see. I have... Oh. They are on a totally different shelf. Yes, you can see. I have my little soot sprites. So I will just go when they are not there. No need to hurt them. How convenient that they placed a switch right there. We run, we run, we run. I am not a fan of this! Okay, so these are just like infinitely respawning. I don't know which way I want the save state to be. Ah, this way. Okay. This snake is chasing me. Why? Why is everything still trying to kill me? Oh. Oh, my Lanta. Apparently, hit the sword button is, I will, this is fine. This is in no way fine. Is it just me, or is this a very easy boss? Like... Sure, if I were actually trying, I probably should have avoided the lightning, but the spam B? Like, all they do is go straight for you, and then get hit back slightly when you hit them. So if you just mash sword, they will just die? Complicated dungeon equals easy boss? Oh, thank goodness! Does that mean Ganon is easy? Anyway. Oh, Summon on Beavis, that would be a great cosplay. Can I cosplay that, like, thing from Spirited Away that eats everything? I'll just throw a black sheet over me, put, like, a face on, and just eat. That'll be great. That's a delightful cosplay idea. Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise men with his power alone, and then, using the wizard Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. He then gave us to his loyal monsters, but Ganon didn't plan on you getting this far. Now Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please hurry. Do you understand? Yes. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. I did not see that interview. Was he, like, not recognized? Yes. Beautiful. We done did great, chat. Look at this. We're so talented. Ooh! 1.5 more hearts to go. And it is very possible that this is where we're supposed to get the other half heart. Well, Beta Buttons, get clean. I'm sorry that Millie has abandoned you. That sounds sad. Adam Incognito, he'll get a crazy cosplay, and when someone guesses it's him, they win a prize. Oh, that's fun! That's very amusing. You know what? I am realizing that I am making this a lot harder on myself than I need to, I think. Because I can't, like, leave? Kate, it was really lovely to have you for a bit. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, can you imagine someone accepting something from No Face? Amazing. Okay. All right. Hammer. Oh, that's amazing! You figured out it was him afterwards, I assume? Like, did he give an interview or something and then you were like, oh no! We saw that! You know what? Leave me alone, sir. Oh, hey, cool! Chat, we have an extra bomb here now. Oh, that's brilliant! I love that. What a great idea. This guy is very bored. Oh. I wanted to know what it was. Okay, so there's now a bomb following me. Thankfully, I can still use that door. Wait. This is giving me a Link Between Worlds vibes. I need to take this somewhere. Oh, this is gonna be awful. Oh, this is gonna be awful. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna try. It is very unfortunate that that guy is here. I need to go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave. Exactly, Beavis. Exactly my thinking. So this is gonna suck. Because, no, no, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone! Because I have to go through a whole bunch of areas that have, very mean enemies. But I remember being told that a regular bomb couldn't do anything when I tried to blow up this wall. Don't you dare. Okay. I need to line this up better. Nope. How do I leave it somewhere? Oh! That's how. Nice! Okay. Do we know what we're doing? No, but we finally found a way to blow up the obvious cracked wall that was obvious and cracked. Thank goodness, because that's been bothering me. Okay. So what am I throwing in? So I already have a better boomerang. Is it ever fun if you know what you're doing? I mean, I find it, so it's definitely different. I find it fun to learn things, but I also find it a lot of fun to be really efficient at playing games. Throw all the things! Okay! You know what 2 items I'm supposed to throw? I'm a little concerned that I can throw fairy bottles in. Is she gonna get mad at me if I throw stuff that she doesn't want? Oh, hey, girl! I did. Oh, okay, so it's not my tunic. I definitely just took off my shirt and threw it in there. And then she gave it back. Ooh, she fills empty bottles. I don't know, I've got 3 fairies and a blue potion, and that seems pretty good to me. I will absolutely try throwing something else. So I have a feeling if there's 2 items that I'm supposed to throw. Okay, so here's the thing. I am fairly certain I'm supposed to throw in my bow. Like, I'm almost positive I'm supposed to throw in my bow. So let's do that. Silver arrows. Bam. I know I don't quite have the figure of a fairy. Ganon's cruel power is to blame. You must defeat Ganon. You know what, hun? You're a queen regardless. So that's why I was suspicious, because I'm like, listen, I'm pretty sure arrow upgrades are like intrinsic to the Zelda system. And I haven't got those. And the fact that now is when I can access that bomb to get to this wall, I'm like, okay, so this is end game content right here. Which tells me I don't need a better boomerang, I already have it. The hookshot is perfect, and if I'm supposed to throw in the hookshot, then this game is wrong. Bombs I don't really see being upgradable. Legend of Zelda Endgame. If there's only 2, I don't think it would be like Ice and Fire Rod or any of the medallions. Because then one would presume you could throw in multiples. The lantern would be funny. The fact that there are lantern upgrades in later games makes me suspicious. There are also net upgrades in some games, and so the lantern and the net are definitely high up there. So lantern, net, sword, and shield. And the thing is, shield, I feel like no, because it doesn't have a number next to it. And I did throw it in and get an upgraded shield already. So if it wasn't my tunic, which I really thought it would be, then I think I'm looking at sword, lantern, or net. And the question is, do I think that there are 2 things to be thrown in because that would be useful, at which point sword goes first? Or do I think it's funny, at which point net goes first? Because the whole point is, so the joke for this, again, chat, I am not a Link to the Past player, but I have played A Link Between Worlds a lot. I would definitely consider myself something of an expert in that game. And so I'm looking forward to playing it eventually, somewhere down the line. And the specific thing about A Link Between Worlds is if you do so much extra stuff, like, so much extra stuff. Pretty sure you have to beat the battle tower on hard twice to get the upgraded lantern and the upgraded net, which is amazing. But upgraded net allows you in the final fight against Ganon, when you're playing like that death ball volley or whatever it is, and he throws stuff at you and you're supposed to hit it back with the Master Sword, you can hit it back with the net if you get the upgraded net, which is the funniest weird little thing. And I'm like, when did that start? Because A Link Between Worlds is very late in the game. Upgraded net has reinforced handle with racing stripes and Kevlar mesh. Exactly. Nothing gets out of that net. Sword first. I want it to be lantern and net, but I want it to be both. Nice! Better sword. Oh, okay. We now have sword level 4. It is... Is this the one... See, now I'm unlocking a memory because I've watched this game be speedrun before. Is this the one that they called the butter sword? Because this definitely looks like a stick of butter to me. So I have 1 item that I am missing. 1 item missing, 1 gem missing. Oh, that feels good. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna, save. Because we successfully found 2 things, that she helped us with. And I like that. Actually. Oh! Oh dear. Okay. Cannot... Maybe here? Leave me alone! Actually. Rocks! Falling rocks! No, I need to go up. Falling rocks! So many rocks! This is maybe one of my least favorite places in this game to explore. And I have not done a thorough exploration. Thank goodness the Tektites take sword damage now. Lovely. Okay. So what do I do to get to Turtle Rock now? Oy, oy, oy. And how do I get the dumb heart piece? Because I know how to get to that area, so let's do that at least. Okay, we don't need to go that way anymore. This is a safer place. Ugh. So there's a whole bunch of like navigating of this area that I have not done, because when I tried, it was terrifying. Okay. Can I actually kill these guys? No, I cannot. So I think... Because that's the heart piece. Ooh, right, the fairy. I remember her. She, like, flung herself off the screen. So I haven't done a lot of exploring of this area. I don't know what it would net me, but I feel like there's a way... Ooh. Wait, there's hammer points? Hold up. Well, I'm gonna hit these. I don't know what will happen, but I will hit them. Oh, I have done it wrong. I'm very confused, but apparently I have done this wrong. What are these? Is it an order? Like, do I have to do them in a specific order? Or is it just angry that I did it at all? Oh! He died in 1 hit last time! Why is this time taking 2 hits? This is fine. Do you know what? Sometimes I can't tell if I've hit them with my sword slash or just with my beam. Leave me alone. See? Sometimes it dies in 1 hit. Okay. Ah, I'm so mad. Dude. I am busy. Okay. So it's that one first. Not that one. So it's gonna be that one first, that one next, and then that one. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this is gonna do. What? This is so rude. Sweet. Okay, that's interesting. We found ourselves a portal to the dark world. Which... seems kind of correct. Where is this? Oh, my Lanta! Okay. So that is how to get to Turtle Rock. But that means... I think I've missed both of the heart pieces that I should be able to get. That's interesting. I was too efficient. You know what? It's fine. We'll do the dungeon first. Find heart pieces later. What's this guy? Boom. Earthquake. Aw, last time I created a face, this time I destroyed one. How sad. And then I'll be dungeon. Correct. It's a great joke. Why would you stop using it? You know what? This is fine. I feel safe. I feel safe and reasonably happy here. Oh, interesting. Do you possess the medicine of magic? If not, I recommend against going any further. So apparently this is going to take a lot of magic. I have the cure-all medicine. Will that work? Oh. Okay. That is a question mark. Fascinating. So this is why it is important that you possess magic, because we're probably going to be using this cane a lot in this one. Gee. I don't need that. Sorry. Exactly what floor are you on, heart piece? That was amazing. It kept getting closer to me. Okay. I'm gonna save here because I want to look around this room. It has 4 exits. 1, 2, 3. That one requires a key. I'm just gonna... Oh, shouldn't have done that. Is this another one? Okay, that's a heart. Oops. Interesting. Okay, so it doesn't really use extra magic to travel on this. It just uses magic to create it in the first place. And so probably... every room that I enter... I need to be aware. Okay, that's fascinating. Okay, so this room, I feel like we're gonna have to navigate on the platform and light the torches. And that's gonna open the door. Okay. And that definitely seems like a very important thing to do. Oh dear. Oh bad. Okay. That is just for a magic refill and a fairy. So this is optional as a room. I can almost guarantee I'm gonna end up reloading and having to like re-explore everything here. This one was the one that needed the key. Yeah, which I do not have. What about you? There are so many spikes! Okay. Okay. Cool. I just don't want to do this while wasting a whole bunch of magic. So, I have to do this again. Well, that's unfortunate. Ah, fine. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go into the room and then just like... I just like having a completed map, you know? But the purpose of that one is very much like health and magic refill, and I don't need that right now. I will take that. Nice wee little bit of a refill. Definitely, I want the compass. So. Let's get that. Nice. Whoa! Fascinating. I think I have to use the cape to get out of this room. I want the compass, though. Ooh! That's clever, Beavis. Except for the part where I screwed up. I like that. I like that as an idea. Let's see. I don't understand how the shield works. Whoop! That is not what I was trying to do at all. Okay. Press the wrong button. This is fine. So, I presume if I use the cape, it will not be able to see me. I don't understand how the shield works. They shoot right at me, they hit the thing, and it damages me. It's fine. I do like that you can control Link while he's still doing that. This is your least favorite dungeon? Oh no! That doesn't bode well. For me, at least. Okay. So... Pretty sure we go here next. Because we can't do other things. You know? That's how it works, right? This certainly, this game certainly had, like, the 3 dungeons in the Light World were a lot of fun. The dungeons in the Dark World have been more difficult, but for the most part, I think kind of the front 3 were a lot nicer than the back 4. Though I admit, I did have fun in Misery Mire. Like, throughout. It was very fun, despite the fact that I was super lost. Okay. I do think I go in here next. So. Oh, am I gonna have to use the fire rod? I'm gonna have to use the fire rod. That is a lot of magic. Okay. Dang it! I knew that was gonna happen. This doesn't have anything else that goes on here? Yeah, no, it's just like a little waste of time corner. Okay. Was that after I got the compass? It's always my favorite question. Chat, I need to get better at saving. Okay. So I don't need to go in there. And I should have time. Oops. I do got this. Dang it. Get in, get in, get in, get in! Him. Sorry, I mean, I'm fine. Nope. Nope. Are you serious? I didn't save. That's fine. I am not going to get crushed. Fascinating. Okay. Map. Do like the map. Key. Do like key. Okay, Menzel, that is rude. I don't like that I lost health, but there are places to regain it that I haven't used yet. Yep. Yep. Nope. Maybe this is the way I go back. Awful. Awful. It's fine. You know what? That's fine. And this isn't gonna have health anymore because I took the magic. It's fine. No loss is an acceptable loss. You know what? Tell me I'm not right. It's just so stressful, you know? Okay, so I do in fact have a key now. That one gives me magic. I think this one had a heart. Yes. Okay, where have I been? Oh yes, I have the map. Right. Okay. So, here is the real question, which is very much a real question. Is it worth dealing with this disaster of a room just to say I've seen everything? You know what? 10-year-old you is valid. But, like, y'all have seen how I do boss fights, right? Boss fights, when you're me, look an awful lot like trading every stitch of health I have for the purpose of learning how to do damage to it. There we go. Not bad. Hi, I like daisies. Welcome in. Super lovely to see you. And I often find that that takes quite a lot of health, and so I usually spend most dungeons in Zelda games just trying to make sure I have full health to walk into the boss, because I am going to trade every stitch of that to kill it. I wish my flooring would do that. It looks like good exercise. You know what, Kimenzel? I too wish that we had tile flooring. Anyways. So I don't need the magic refill. I will take the fairy because I'm here. And this ain't bad. Okay. No loss is an acceptable loss. Because we've now been everywhere on this floor. Look at that. So good. What are you? Oh, I don't like you. I do not like any of this. This is awful. Thank you for the key. Awful. Oh look, doggies! These are literally just chain chomps. And somehow I feel... Nope, that was the wrong thing to do. Do I need them? Wait. What do I do? How do I kill? Bomb? But better bomb? I love how there are chain chomps in this game and then also in Link's Awakening. Fascinating! You know what, game? You can fight me. Invulnerable murder orb? Good for them. You know what? Good for them. Good dogs. Oh no. It gets more confusing. Awful. It's fine. Do you know what? It's okay, because I figured it out. I cannot even tell you why my brain thought that made sense, but that to me feels like a puzzle that is reasonably well designed. Because you're given these murder orbs, and like, truthfully, this game teaches you enemies have keys. Killing every enemy opens doors, but the thing that made me suspicious in that room was the fact that when I hit the switch the first time, it blocked me from moving forward, but let me access those random blocks. And I was like, wait, what is the point of this switch? I can either lock myself into the half of the room that lets me leave, or I can lock myself into the half of the room that lets me play around with these blocks? Why do I need these blocks? And I don't know why I thought somehow it would help me kill the chain chomps, but also it got me a treasure chest, so that's fine. Tubes. Yeah. This room is gonna be something, isn't it? There are anti-fairies everywhere. Ooh. Before I waste whatever is in these, are any of these a key? No. Then I don't need them yet. Oh, cool. Another one of those things. Hate him. He is not my friend. He's very, very bouncy. Finally. Ooh, okay, so there's a tube that I can go into. It is the only tube that I can go into right now. Fascinating. At least I think so. And all the tubes go into the middle. Okay, but that is very direct. So I'm looking for the tube in the other corner. Cool. So I'm trying to get back to this room from the other direction. That does feel kind of like the rest of the dungeon, you know? Oh no, there's 2 tubes! Oh, my Lanta! Okay. So the one that goes through the middle... So I need to figure out this upper one. This upper one goes into the lower corner where there's a key. Okay. So for this room, basically this is the room that I want to exit in the bottom right of the room. And so I therefore need to enter the room from the bottom left through that locked door in order to catch the tube that takes me to the middle, which lets me catch the tube from the middle to the bottom right corner. Many more tubes now with added lava. Yes. And so what's interesting is there's like that upper area of 4 rooms. And then there's the one room to the left that seems to connect. And then there's the one room, then there's the set of rooms to the south. And so basically when I go through this one, I can access the room that might take me around the long way. Do I want to do that first? Maybe I do. Ah! No, no, no. Bad, bad, bad. Oh, my Lanta. That was probably an awful idea, but I don't see any... This is awful. Health, please? Thank you. Key. Okay. There is an eye above that door. Lava dungeon with soupy death pits? Of course. Oh, yo, that was the big key. Okay, interesting. I still haven't decided that I'm keeping this yet. I want to know what this room does. That is just a magic refill, and now I'm locked out. How do I open this? How do I do anything? Oh, I have to throw myself off the side. Ooh, that is so satisfying. I have the big key now, so it's tempting. But I would like a heart. Thank you. And so now I can kind of back up and do all of that again. Hecho in Mexico, welcome in. Lovely to see you. How you doing today? Oh, thank you very much for redeeming seasonal candy and non-seasonal candy. See, this time I actually have my rewards queue open because, you know, clearly a professional right here. So professional. Thank you. I also love this hat. It's got very beautiful colors and very beautiful patterns. I am going to save my game. Then we shall go into the lava room and enjoy some candy. So, same as last time. Woo! Chat, we've got like a week left till Easter, and so I hope you have... I feel very blessed because I have these beautiful like blue Easter robin's eggs from like a pack that I bought myself. Mmm, delicious. But I saw my mom yesterday, and she's gonna be at my sister's for Easter, so I'm not gonna get to see her. And every year she does an egg hunt. So she dropped me off fresh mini eggs so that Kimenzel and I can do our own egg hunt while she's away. And I'm very happy about that. So I hope y'all get whatever Easter candy you're looking for. I got my Easter bunny. I got my Easter eggs. I am all set. But speaking of non-seasonal candy, you know what season it isn't? Valentine's Day. So I have some cinnamon hearts here, because that sounds like fun. But you know, not very seasonal. However, the reason I am choosing these, because I have many different types of candy that are not seasonal. And so the reason I'm choosing these this time is because I realized when I loaded into Twitch this morning, it's still telling me that I can view my February recap. And I'm like, it's March 31st. Why would I want to see what happened in February now? And so February was on my mind. That's fine. You know, it's all good. Okay. So we did the side room. Bonk, 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 bonk. That's not what I thought would happen. But you know what? I'll bite. I just wanted to explore the upper ones first. Was that something I could do? Where does that pipe go? Oh, I see. So if I want to get to the upper rooms, I have to do so from a tube that is in the lower right. So I think what I need to do is go in here and go around these 4 rooms to come back through the other entrance and then take the tube up to the other 4 rooms. Pretty sure that's what I need to do. So that's what we're gonna try. I hate it. I also hate it when Link doesn't turn. Oh my. Oh. You know what? Now that I understand how those work, this is fine. Oh, I'm getting cornered. It is not fine. This is fine. I will succeed at this room. Did that one just generate a fairy? That is truly rude. Nice. Ooh! I lost 1 heart from that. Can we go this way? We can. We need the big key, which we have. Interesting. I'm now suspicious that I'm shortcutting. Okay. So that's my load. Okay. 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 Ooh, these fun little fellas. Okay. That was not it. this is. Hey, Nick! Ah! I trapped myself. Okay, so I understand what that room is. I haven't decided that I'm keeping this yet. Fascinating. Gosh, these guys don't handle corners well. Interesting. What do we do in this room? Sorry, did y'all see me push that before and have it not work? Oh, love it. Okay, we've been here. It's not worth it. Like, my money is almost full. I'm not getting that money. I visited the room. That's it. That's enough. I'm fine. But I did see, okay, so I think the other room has stairs in it. So that means I didn't finish the rooms around the bottom. Oh, that is a lovely list of people. Nice. That is a lovely addition to an autograph wall right there. Just gonna go back. Hey there. Hey there, folks. Sorry, don't mind me. I just want to know if you drop me health. So far, it seems like the answer is no. So let's go back into this awfully violent room. How do I get that one? It might just be a matter of going around from this direction. What is this room? Oh, love it. Oh, wow. Such violence. Excuse you? Oh! I hate it! I hate it! Where even am I? What? I lost a lot of health doing that. I don't think I can shoot over a block. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, I do want that, if I can get it. Very nice. Oops. Okay. So the thing that I'm super annoyed about is that I didn't get that other heart piece now. Shoot. Ah, oh, how do I get my health back in a useful way? Because I have made so much good progress in this dungeon so far. Yup. Yup! Face anymore! Look at the shield! Look at the shield! Get hecked, laser eyes! Ah, but they already hecked me, Beavis. Oh no. Amazing. Up, it's coming back. Okay, this is fine. Oh, golden tower shield. Welcome back, Beta Buttons. Look what I got. It's a shield that's bigger than me. Ah, such progress. I would really love a health refill right about now, but that's fine. I have a teeny little bit of eye that's visible. This is the correct amount of shield in my opinion. Larger than myself. You know what? That seems like a valid opinion to me. Oh, he's back. I think I'll take those arrows, however. They do not give me health. And that makes me sad. Okay. This is unfortunate. If I wanted to redo all of that, I could maybe try to do it while losing slightly less health, because I really screwed up in that room with the eyes. But this is a lot. That is true, Beta Buttons. It is much harder to bash people with a tower shield. I think it's very dependent on your fighting style as to what's most helpful. But I've always liked the bucklers with, like, the pointy bit in the center of them on the enemy side so that I could just, like, whack you with it by pushing. Yay, darkness! I love it. Okay. What am I expecting here? There's like a door at the far end of this with the boss. Huh. I want to explore every single moment of this. You know? But there's so much darkness. The darkness is difficult. Which book series is that, Buttons? Because I think you've talked about it before, and my memory is just faulty. Or maybe you haven't, and I'm making that up. It's really hard to say. But it sounds like a lot of fun. This is a big room. Emberverse? Dies the fire. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well, we start with this. Ah! Well, that is not what I wanted at all. It's fine. What are you? Your money. That is useless to me. What are... Oops! Oh, these are so ridiculous. Yeah, sure. Sure, I've been yeeted off the edge. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. So this is my exploration of this giant space. Nope, I have gone backwards again. No, I want it to go there. Please take me back there. Oh! How do I get there? Okay. No guns, no electricity, no engines. Interesting. Okay. How do I get? Okay, well that seems like a thing that I definitely needed to do, but now how do I get? Okay, so... Aha! It's here. Okay. The other corners weren't that useful to me. Oh! Just flung myself right off the edge right there. Can we leave? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, rude. There are so many angry laser eyes here. On the flinging, not the solving. Fight me. You dumb laser eye. This is super rude that they get to hit me when I'm like trying to leave. This is fine. Okay. So I understand better what I'm supposed to do, but you see why I don't like how much health I lost already? It's very inconvenient. That was incorrect. How do I... Okay. I'm just going on a journey right now, and it's not the journey that I wanted. Can I angle the shield? Is that a thing that I'm remembering, or is that a thing that I'm learning for the first time? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yes! Well, yeah, but if I do that, am I, like, not shielding? Am I supposed to face into them or away from them while I'm doing that in this context? I am gonna get eat by that fire. Twice. Nope. That is not good. My timing on this room is so off, I can't see. I can't see. Also, welcome in, Campin' Mike. Nice to meet you. I'm going the wrong way! Yay! Hello? So what is the value of holding down when it doesn't work? Rude. I must admit that while this dungeon has many fun aspects for navigation... Oh no, it is not this. This is not what I wanted. It'll do, but it is very much not what I wanted. And this is also not what I wanted. How do I do this timing better? Is really what this comes down to. Like, I'm just always starting at the wrong time. And I'm still not entirely confident on where to go. Please. Sir! This is fine. I was almost... This dungeon would be better if any of these mechanics were teased earlier in the game. This dungeon would be better if this room were lit. Like, I don't care that that's part of the point. It is complicated enough to try to track... Actually, maybe this is the same thing you were saying. Because, like, they've given me... You saw how many times I went back and forth in those pipes just to try to figure out where they were and what I wanted. And so if the navigation of the room is supposed to be complex and then you turn the light out, you're literally just telling me I'm gonna have to spend 6 minutes going everywhere accomplishing nothing just to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Like, I think this room in particular would be well served by having light so that I could actually see things. And I get that that's what they're trying to test. So I'm kind of saying this room is hard, but it's annoying. It's like hard in the annoying way instead of hard in the fun way. No respect for gamer time. None whatsoever. Yeah, it's true. Like, even just figuring out that I'm supposed to use this cane to make a platform was a step and a half. That's all I'm saying. That is not the way I asked you to go, Link, but okay, that is also not the way I asked you to go. Link is feeling very uncooperative today. That is... I'm not on the correct track right now. Okay, let me try and reset myself. It's this one. No? No, it's the other one. And now I'm just going somewhere else entirely. We're just having a time. Ah! That isn't the one that I need! This is what I mean! It's so confusing! Okay, let's try this again. Nope, that is the incorrect way once more. I keep trying to turn to the right, like, instantly, and it just was not having any of that. That's what I want. It's fine. How did it choose left when I'm literally facing right and pressing right and holding right on my controller? What? Like, I'm at the point. I'm pretty sure I understand how these platforms navigate. I'm pretty sure. But, like, it has failed me so many times that I'm like, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe it has nothing to do with me holding the direction that I want it to go. Maybe it's just random. Oh. This is fine. It's true. You know what? I definitely think
Poison Delph Frog just resubscribed for 13 months. It's dangerous to go alone. Take your cousin. He's bored and doesn't know anybody here.
Poison Delph Frog, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that resub. Fantastic. 13 whole months, that's really lovely. And it is delightful to see you. How are you doing today? I am really angry at this dark room. I made it to here, though. That does not seem like the timing that I wanted. That's better. Okay, so the slightly more circuitous route is the helpful one. Gotcha. Got it. Ugh, that room is awful and it should feel bad. Okay. So, other rooms that are awful. This one. So I do not have a key, which means I need to find one. 13 months is the actual first whole year in Twitch time. It is! You are correct. Because it means that you finished off the 12 months and we're starting month 13 now. A whole year! Oh my gosh, that deserves some celebration. 1 second. Let's... Whoops. You know what? That'll do. Please enjoy the spam of emotes. Is that where almost a year actually comes from? So as far as I know, I was not around for the origin of That's Almost a Year, so you might have to check with K Menzel, but that joke, as far as I know, is from the Fiend community, where just no matter how many months it is, but like that seems like a reasonable way for that joke to have started. Yes, basically. Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, 12 months, that's almost a year. Because it's not actually. Amazing. Okay, so now I need to find a key. Which, like, this part's fine. And so then I do this. What? Did y'all see that? Like, it still hits me. Am I doing it wrong? I mean, I'm certainly doing it wrong. I don't even know why I'm bothering to go for this first one. I know it has money in it and not a key. See, if I stand on the very edge after, that one also has money. Will you? No, you won't. Whatever. I'm gonna find the one that has the key. Using save states. It's the last one. Nope, nope, that's create. Yeah, and so I'm as far down as I can be, and it's hitting me. Like, I'm trying to make sure that that half of me is in an advantageous location. Wait. Oh, that's what you mean by to his right. Cool. Did not understand that. Have never done this one facing down, apparently. Please stop. Please leave me alone. Okay, so that's the one with the key. Fabulous. And so then I have to do this. See, that makes sense. Hello, obvious bombable wall? You better be real. That explains why I was getting so frustrated. 'Cause visually, that done not be clear. This is fine. You know what? I don't recommend mornings, so Poison Darth Frog, that seems valid. Though it is really nice to see you for, even just for a few minutes. Thank you so much for stopping in. I recommend mornings. Okay, Metzel. This is literally just outside. Why? Is this a fairy fountain? Where am I? See, I'm afraid because what am I, like... I'm not a morning person, but in the morning I'm a morning person. Love it. What am I doing here? This feels like a valid question. Because this is definitely not finishing the dungeon. Okay, but Beavis, that's the scary thing. This is my save state, which means I'm deleting my save state with health. You know what? I'm very far in this dungeon. I'm definitely not backing up. Okay, we'll overwrite 3. Uh-oh. You know what? That's valid, K Menzel. Do I need to stop playing? Do I need to help? We're having the little pizzas for Pizza Friday. Okay. Let me just... And so they take like 20 minutes to make. Fairies! Hello! Hi! Hi! Ugh, so great. Nope, the pasta is for Sunday. We were supposed to have non-pizza and salad today, but I forgot to pick up the salad yesterday. So we just have pizza. And apples. Or strawberries. Same thing. Okay, so I am much happier now that I have full health. Fling myself into the hole. I mean, I 1000% am gonna do it, because this cave is definitely much bigger than it appears, and when you go get the fairies, you can see that there's more. So what does this button do? Ooh, that's fun. Where are we? So there's a door. There's also a bunch of enemies. Ooh, there's an up. Where does the up go? Okay. This is the bit that I could see Yes, I would like the normal spice on my pizza, Kimenzel. Thank you. Oh, that is a lot. Okay. What do I want to do? So, this hole is very tempting, but it also seems like the obvious answer. Which is a good way. I mean, this one's also a very obvious answer, and it's quite big. Normal spice is cinnamon. No, thankfully. Normal spice is like a garlicky, peppery spice blend that we just kind of sprinkle. On apples, though? Cinnamon and apples? Yes. Okay, that should have been obvious. That actually makes a lot of sense. So I have... Does that actually mean that none of those holes are going to be very interesting? Except for because both of those holes... Yeah, all of those holes are, I think, in the part that I can see. So let's do this one. Okay, and that does drop me back here. Okay, okay, okay. See, now I want to make... Let's go down this one next. Nope, that's the one we went down. Okay. We need to do a better job of throwing ourselves into holes, I think. What about this one? That should land me directly here. Yes. I really want to make apple crisp now. Okay. I mean, that's what we have to make it with. So, I'm hoping. I have a lot of apples. I could absolutely make apple crisp. I'm confused. I definitely feel like I need to explore this, but I also kind of feel like I'm in the wrong place. This is not the cave you thought it was? Oh, okay. Back to the dark world? Fine! I'll follow. I'll follow your expectations. Ah! Go away. No. Okay. Yes. No. Ignore my no. So I'm going back to the dark world. There's definitely parts of this mountain in the light world that I haven't explored, and there's a way in here to get to that piece of heart. And I want to do it, but this might not be the right entrance for it, so we might have to come back. But hey, we got our health back, and that's lovely. Watching the octopus fall down a pit was so worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna make that suspend point. They're all so slow. Okay. There's a blue cane and also a piece of heart. Yeah, those are definitely things I'm going to want to pick up now that I've learned that this is actually a shield. But I will probably have to save that for next time because I'm already over time. I just want to see if I can finish this dungeon. You know? As one does. As one does. Because it feels like I'm probably pretty close. You know? I better be. Oh, this is fun. Nope! Get out of here, anti-fairy. Oh, my Lanta, there's so many anti-fairies. Go through, Link! Okay, so I am somewhat stuck here. Except for that. Nope. I want that, please. How do I room? Yes, poisoned earth frog, absolutely. If I do that, and then I do that. Nice. Okay, so that was good enough. I feel so much happier now that I've found health. Oh, yay. These things gonna shoot at me? They are not. Perfect. Okay. Cold Rolled Steel, welcome in. Lovely to see you. I think it's boss time. What have we got? Oh, you are a very big turtle, sir. Oh, you are a very big turtle with heads. Ooh. Hello. No. I don't like you. Oh, cool. Okay. So I need to do a better job with that, I think. Nope. Oh, he got me. I have to hit the head with this. This is the difficulty. Yes, okay, thank you. I understand. What is the aim on this? Very, very silly. Okay, so the fire rod is a lot easier to use than the ice rod. This is what I will say. Oh, he's back. Oh, that guy. That turtle head is very angry at me. Okay. Oh. Nope. Link! 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 We're doing this again. Ah, the ice rod is very slow. Very slow. Very slow. Also, Link is very slow. Because I don't know if you've noticed this. Sometimes my screen gets very laggy when there is a lot going on, like the blue head exploding. Nope, I missed. Got him. Whoop. No, 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 nah, bad. Oh, I hate it. Why? I just had to press, oh, my Lanta. Hit him! Okay. So now, what is... 10 minutes. Actually, no, sorry. 8 to 9 minutes, depending. I would say 8 minutes. Gives a little tail wag. The ice rod just likes to chill, okay? You know what? It should feel valid. Whoop. What? Oh, no! Oh, I hate it! No! No! Absolutely not! No thank you! No thank you, sir! I'm fine! I'm fine! I'm fine! Okay, so we're good. Oh, well then. Nailed it first try. Ignore the other tries. Just ignore the other tries. Okay. Oh. Whew. Success? This is what I mean. This is why I like going into boss fights with full health, because I'm like, no, I fully understand. I am panicking and running around just trying to figure out what the mechanic is. I know. The heart container doesn't heal me, but the princess does. I appreciate your coming so far to rescue me, as I thought. You are the legendary hero. I have felt this from the first time we met. Ganon is waiting inside of his tower to pass through the gate linking the two worlds. Once Ganon enters the light world, it is unlikely that anyone can stop him, but if he stays in the closed space of this world, you can find him wherever he runs. Now, go to the Tower of Ganon. We will use our combined powers to break the barrier. Let's return peace to the country without fail. Thank you for the 100 bits, Poison Death Frog. Nice to see you. Bye. Do you understand? Yes, Zelda. Yes, I understand. My Lanta. Is my stream elements like double indicating stuff? It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Cool. So... there's stuff I need to find on this mountain, because I could see a piece of heart, which I did not find. And also, Beavis has now let slip that there's a cane, which I feel like I would have guessed because there's still an empty spot in my inventory here. And so I need... pull on the claws? Ooh! I got money from that claw. That's exciting. Was I supposed to get something from this? Strain. Muscle strain is what I got from that. That's fine. Cool. Just that one. Just the one. I love just the silly little secrets that you can find in Zelda. That's a lot of fun. Throw Link's back. Good job. We didn't need a back. Come on. Who would even? Okay, cool. So we've rescued all of the girls trapped in gems. We've been given direction by Zelda to go to Ganon's palace, but we are first things first going to try to find our last item as well as our last piece of heart, because I don't want to defeat Ganon without having gotten everything. So I believe we have every upgrade, but we certainly still have some stuff missing, and I definitely want to make sure I'm 100%ing this. So I will next be streaming Monday afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, buttons. I'm so sorry. I will next be streaming Monday afternoon, so this upcoming Monday I will start by hunting around for those items that I'm missing, and then we'll try and see if we can take down Ganon and finish off this game. First stream of April, we're aiming to get this finished, and then it'll be on to the next game after that. Aww, Buttons, you're so sweet! I am frustrated by, like, my life schedule right now. We'll see. See if we can make it better. Because I really like watching a lot of what you play too, and I feel like I so rarely get the opportunity. Anyway, there's lots of cool people on Twitch. There's lots of cool streamers on Twitch, and we are going to see if I can find one of them. Ooh, we've got a couple of options. I don't think we visited her this week, though. Maybe we have. I don't remember. We're gonna raid Camixiel. That's my plan. That's what we're gonna do today. Because she is apparently playing Breath of the Wild, which is a great game, I hear. And eventually I might even play it, depending on whether or not I survive the rest of this disaster. It was lovely to see you, Cold Rolled Steel. I am happy you were able to be here. I'm happy for everyone who was able to be here. I had a lot of fun. It was delightful. So thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for chatting. Thank y'all for everything and for happiness. Breath of the Wild, never heard of it. Plumberry Muffin, don't you even lie to me. Look at me in the face right now and say that again. I know you've played it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. The Doi, a great memory, Lady Cute. I don't know what day it is. Anyway, I had a great time. I'm glad we could finish off those 2 more dungeons. I'm glad we could finish off those 2 more dungeons. Glad to have y'all along for the ride. I hope you have a fun... I hope you have a fun day. Plumberry Muffin is just amusing me to bits right now. And I hope I get to see some of y'all next week again. Anyway, pick up the raid message if you want to. And otherwise, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And until I have to see you next, feel free to keep it cute. Bye, everybody.